Hey everybody, it's Jillian. So I wanted to put a focus on crystals like salt crystals, sugar crystals, and then the crystal healing world, and then the Orgonite world. And the Orgonite and crystals world are in the allopathic slash holistic world. And so to reiterate, from a while back, I do not want anybody to be utilizing Orgonite in their environment at all on the protocol. If anything, you know what? You don't even need Orgonite. Just get rid of it because it's a composite of resin and heavy metals that will act adversely to your body, mind, and spirit because that is a reflection of the imbalances in your environment. No different than the imbalances of heavy metals within your microbiome. Okay, that's why we changed from the pink Himalayan salt because the amount of heavy metals slash trace minerals that were causing people to plateau and become sluggish after a certain amount of time. Because, once you don't get the massive amount of sodium chloride that you need, backed with the cabbage and kale and the water, then the body starts adapting, and then all those heavy metals start feeding the fungus. And then people start getting bloated. They're not getting the healing they want because of the amount of fungus that is over accumulating. And they don't realize that because fungus, which is yeast, but fungus feeds off of the heavy metals. It feeds off of the trace minerals. It feeds off of Orgonite that people put all over their house because they're so afraid of 5G. They don't realize that the bacteria, which is a lactobacillus, is a very resilient endospore that can withstand high heat as well as radiation. So you don't need the resin, the Orgonite, or anything that is sold to you by somebody in the holistic world trying to tell you to protect yourself from radiation. Okay, if radiation was that bad, then there'll be no life on the planet. Okay, even Chernobyl is coming back to life after that condensed form of radiation. We don't live in an area where it's condensed form of radiation. I'm living, you're living, my endospores of lactobacillus are very resilient because I have a lot of them, but not too much to cause infection. Okay, so with the salt crystals, which is no different than white crystals, people have white crystal. What's wrong with white crystals? There's no color in it, there's no other heavy metals or trace minerals. Well, if you have an imbalance in your body, mind, and spirit, you're in the conspiracy world thinking that I'm being censored. This is for Angela, okay? If you have still imbalances in your body, mind, and spirit, you don't want to have those crystals reflect back because there is nothing that those crystals that you have in your hand or that you have laying out, it's not being energized, it's not energizing anything specific, it's energizing your imbalances. So how you can actually get benefit from white crystals is the salt crystals that are in the cabbage and kale, and it will reflect the energy, the life force within, and then you drink it, and then there you go. You start balancing out your body, mind, and spirit. You stop thinking that the world's out to get you. We have nefarious people in this world. Okay, big deal. You keep moving on. Okay? Eventually you outlive those people and then they won't be around anymore. And they'll also stop procreating. Okay? So I want to put to rest this whole thing with the crystal energy stuff. I mean, not that it was really any kind of controversy around it, but I wanted to remind you guys, which is going to be one sentence. I'm not going to focus too much on crystal healing energy. I'm not focusing on any symptoms in the book. I'm giving you straight up simplified science that you can actually explain yourself. Okay, because biodiversity in life is viruses, which are at the top of the food chain, bacteria, fungus, parasites, protozoa, and proteins. And then the biochemistry from that biodiversity is fatty acid, amino acids, prohormones, and minerals. And then the elements and the minerals and the compounds are part of the periodic tables, and they do interact with biodiversity and biochemistry. And if you have too much of elements, too many heavy metals in your body, it will become sluggish. And then you overfeed the fungus. Now we can call it yeast, we can call it something else, but there's many different types of funguses that you have in your body. Yeast happens to be the one that everybody knows about, and that was what I focused on in the beginning, but that was too narrow-minded. Okay? So now we're going to go more of a global term like fungus. You need fungus, you need parasites, you need protozoa, you need proteins, you need viruses, and you need bacteria. Okay? So if you try to kill any of those things, it's part of your microbiota, you will start killing and hurting yourself. We're not trying to cause a body to utilize antibiotics because we don't want to kill anything. We want to balance everything. And that's why the salt, backed with the cabbage and kale, okay, with water, and it's fermented, that's why we have that major revolutionary protocol and recipe that will help balance out the fungus, balance out the acids, balance out all the different life forms that are in your body that you need, but you don't want to kill off. And the lactobacillus can reside, the lactobacillus plantarum or plantarum can thrive in an aggressive saline or high salinity environment. Okay? And so those salt crystals reflect back the life force energy. But they were being, I would say, dimmed by all those heavy metals that are in the pink salt. And so now you truly understand the power of crystals. But you better get your body, mind, and spirit so well balanced if you're going to bring in any kind of crystal in your house that is like a rock crystal. Like, don't go into the pink salt caves. Please don't go into the pink salt caves. Don't get the pink salt lamps. Stay away from all the pink salt bullshit marketing crap. And put away all your crystals until you get your body so well balanced that it's going to reflect back the energy that you exude, that is so well balanced that it'll then reflect back and reinforce your balance of body, mind, and spirit. Okay? But I'm not going into that depth in the book because it's too esoteric. It's a little bit too way out there for some people that are very science-minded, and I'm really trying to promote and cater to the science-minded because I can go all day long and go into theoretics and esoterics, but you guys all know how to access that. You guys understand where I'm coming from. So I only said one sentence as far as the salt crystals reflecting back the life force energy, and that's like the last sentence of my book. Okay? Which means that that's going to reach those that are in the esoteric world, but it's not going to be completely like focused on, and then people don't know and understand if they're not in that world. So I do touch upon a lot of different things in different industries and in different belief systems, but I don't go into too much depth. Really, the focus that I have is from the science background, because that's where we all have to come from, is science. Okay? And once we understand the foundations of science, then you can spin off into your healing crystal world. You can spin off into the energy world. You can spin off into whatever the hell you want. So as long as the foundation, the base, is rock freaking solid. So get away from the pink salt. Get rid of your Orgonite. Put away your white crystal somewhere away from you while you're healing, because it's only going to reflect back whatever you are projecting, and you don't need to have a reinforcement of your lack of balance or your bad energy. And just keep with the jelly juice, the white salts, and the life force energy in that drink. And again, stay away from all of the colored salts and all of the sea salts and all of the pink salts, the black salts, whatever. Stay away from all of that. Stick with the white table salt. All right. Have a good day. Bye.